I don't keep count, so I don't know how many babies I've seen born. How many these hands received out of the ones that I've seen, I don't know, but I've been saying 600 for about 5 years now.
Certified professional midwife Ivy White facilitated a discussion for us with 3 couples who had recently had natural births with midwives through her community clinic in Columbia, Missouri.
We labored at home most of the time with Oscar, and just that experience, you know, of when we were at home with him was such a fulfilling, it was so calm, and I felt so strong and comfortable, and as soon as we got to the hospital, everything changed, and it was, you know, bright lights and being pushed around on a bed and people touching me that I didn't know, and all these people in the room, and the difference once we got there, it was totally different.
I feel like most women in that scene feel really out of control and subjected to the doctor's whim, and I really liked the idea of being able to decide how my birth was going to unfold.
The Columbia Community Birth Center operates as a nonprofit and is the only natural birthing clinic in Missouri, a state that has historically been hostile towards midwives.
It's really hard to get a natural birth in a hospital these days, and since that's all we do here, if that's really important to somebody, this is the right place for them to come. And this is our main birth room. There's a trundle bed tucked under that bed. So after the baby's done, Mom and Dad both have somewhere to sleep, and we keep a little refrigerator under the sink. A big deep tub. Most of our births here are underwater births. And in the bathroom there's a birthing stool that people use sometimes. That's that little device under the sink there.
I was working at the university, and so we went to the first couple of prenatal visits at the hospital because, you know, it's going to be like $400 total for everything. So we went there, and after 2 visits, I said, "There's no way." You know, because it was just so cold in there, and
the orientation.
And it was just
the orientation was really about sickness. I mean, it was really, I was really noticing the orientation about, you know, mitigation of problems. It wasn't like this is a natural, healthy, normal type of event.
In 1959, the state of Missouri declared midwifery the practice of medicine without a license. And in the 80s, the practice of medicine without a license became a felony. Mary Euland is one of many lobbyists in the state who fought against the criminalization of midwives.
Well, birth is a natural process that's going to occur whether or not a physician is there to perform any procedure. Birth is just going to happen. It's something that naturally occurs, and it can be made out to be a medical procedure. I mean, you can add medical procedures to birth. Birth in and of itself, just being there with a woman when she has a baby, is not a medical procedure. All of our organizations here, what we're behind is pushing for the certified professional midwife credential to be recognized.
24 states currently recognize the CPM standard. In other states, insurance companies and Medicaid do not support it as an option, and midwives practice under the threat of prosecution.
Why is it dangerous for a certified professional midwife to assist a woman?
Well, they haven't been to medical school, and you know, giving birth is a medical procedure. I know they like to say it's a natural process and all that, but it's a medical procedure. And in the recent incarnations of the bill this session that they won over at the Capitol, they're asking for anti-hemorrhagic drugs and things like that. So obviously they believe it to be a medical procedure too, or they wouldn't be asking for the right to dispense drugs like that.
It was scary because we owned it. You know, I mean, from start to finish, from bringing in getting the tub ready and bringing it in and getting food ready. You know, going to the hospital with my other kids, like bring her slippers or bring the insurance card. You know, yeah. And this is like we owned it. I mean, it was really ours, creating the space, making it ready for this to happen, and we owned the decisions every step of the way.
In 2008, Missouri's midwives won a long battle, but not before they watched their status go from illegal to legal, back to illegal, and then back again to legal, where it currently stands. John Loudon is the Missouri State Senator who championed the bill to legalize Missouri's midwives.
In my wife's case, we had a doctor who just didn't have the time to be asking the right questions, but it was a professional midwife who'd had training in childbirth, in nutrition, in the supplements who identified what was wrong with my wife and fixed the problem.
In Missouri, CPMs are now free to operate under their own regulations, but the lobbying power of hospitals and the ideological rift between the two medical models makes Missouri's midwives fear another reversal.
The physicians want to run the midwives. They want to be the regulatory body. If they had their way, and midwives had to be legal, which wouldn't be their way to begin with, they would have their Board of Healing Arts oversee the midwives. And of course the midwives don't want the doctors to run them. Why would the plumbers want the bakers to run them? I mean, they don't even know what we do. They don't understand us. They don't like us, and they see us as their competition. So to have them as a regulatory body would be to have a hostile regulatory body toward their own constituents, and that wouldn't work at all. So that's insanity, and it doesn't work, and it hasn't worked in other states.
In the year 2000, a comprehensive study found no difference in health risks between hospital births and home births with midwives for low-risk women. The only conclusive difference found was a higher rate of cesarean and other interventions among hospital births.
The whole world has moved beyond emergency room baby deliveries. You do not have to have all interventions available all times for every birth.
Very tight cord. Very tight cord. He needs to leave.